All right, sorry about the delay, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get started, and I will go ahead and hand it off to Treasurer Har for roll call.
Hey, everybody, please bear with me. We're going to go ahead from the top. Senator Abdul. Senate Lead Benitez. Oh, yeah, good idea. Director Billings. Senator Bing. Vice President Bradford. Senator, or President Brand.
President Brand, present.
Senator Coakley. Senator Ecoli.
Senator for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences present.
Senator Dixon.
Senator for the College of Science and Mathematics present.
Senator Ganama.
Senator for the Graduate
Director Hale. Treasurer Har, present. Senator Ingranado. Senator Jackson. Senator Jones. Director Lopez. Senator McGinnis. Senator Martin.
Senator of Warsaw College present.
Senator Maurer.
Senator for the College of Science and Mathematics present.
Senator Mobley.
Senator for Athletics is present.
Senator Profit. Senator Reyes. Senator Rhodes.
Senator for the College of Arts present.
Senator Robinson. Director of Procedural Operations Snell. Senator Taylor. Senator Trantham.
Senator for the Bagwell College of Education present.
Secretary Tor. Just kidding. Senator Vance. Senate Lead Veeder.
Marietta Senate Lead present.
Director Watkins.
Director of Communications present.
Senator Whitaker. Senator Whitmire.
Senator for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences present.
Senator Wright.
Senator for the Gold College of Business present.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. We'd like to go ahead and start off by looking for a motion for the approval of the 65th meeting minutes. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Coley?
I move to approve the previous meeting
S-
minutes. Probably the number, but I was like, I'm not.
That is in order. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Coakley. All those in favor? All those opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. All right, with that, we will go ahead and move into officer reports, starting with our speaker, which is KSU Miracle.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hypatia.
I'm sorry, it's for the camera. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hypatia. I'm with Miracle at KSU. I'm our recruitment chair. And has anybody heard of Miracle at Kennesaw State before? Awesome. Perfect. And how many people have signed up for Miracle? Awesome. All of us. Okay, have you guys done under the SGA team, though? Yeah? Okay, we only have one person on there. That's weird. Okay. Well, We are the generation fighting for the next. So we raise money every year for Children's Health Care of Atlanta. So this year, our funds are going to the Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorders Center. So that way we can fund childhood cancer, because childhood cancer only has 4% of research being available to them. And we are also the largest student-led philanthropy on campus, with over 1,000 students on campus, which is amazing. It's our largest one to date. And we have raised over $1 million over the last 11 years for all of our miracle children, which I think is pretty awesome. We've also funded an OTPT and rehabilitation center at CHOA at Town Center, which is right by the stadium, in case you guys didn't know. We did that 2 years ago. And if you want to go to the next slide, please. We can see how Dance Marathon is and what the day of is like, if you want to play that. Now, that may be 4 minutes of just dancing and playing games and everything, but it's 12 hours to have these 15 to 25 kids feel like they're not sick and that they're not having to go through treatments and getting prodded with needles and everything in between. And it's really something to just have them feel like home and have them feel like they're a kid for once, because they've been in hospitals from the time they've been born to 3 or older. So we'd like to join forces with student government and other groups on campus to raise awareness for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and for Miracle, and to raise money. So we've offered a discount code for y'all and everybody that you're friends with. It's SGA is FTK for $10 off registration. So it's only $15 to sign up, which includes your day of entrance as well as your day of shirt for Dance Marathon. And during that time, we just raise money for donations for our Miracle program, but just for children's and for the research for childhood cancer. And if you haven't known already, we do have Facebook fundraisers. So if you actually have a donor drive within our platform, you can actually put it on your Facebook, and you get about $150 than just regular donations from people seeing it on social media on Facebook. So you can do that. We also have a new thing called a Venmo transfer. So when you get donations through Venmo, you can actually have that transfer straight into your donor drive as well, instead of having to put it in your bank account and then putting it into your donor drive. And lastly, if you would like to take out a can so that we can go around campus and ask people for money and tell them what's it about, we also have that available to you as well. So if you want to be a part of the movement, just let me know as well. We have my contact information right here. It's miracle@ksurecruitment@gmail. You can also follow us on social media at Miracle at KSU, and we have all different platforms. We also have a big fundraising push coming up next Monday. It's day 0, where we're trying to raise $88 for bone marrow transplant, because each child that gets a bone marrow transplant, that first day is called day 0. For the rest of their lives, they can have a new beginning. So thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much for coming and speaking. We're all very excited to raise as much money as we can for Miracle at KSU. I hope y'all's money fundraising is going well. All right. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into directors, starting with Director Watkins.
Hey everybody, I hope y'all all had a happy and safe Halloween. So just to start, Communications Committee participated in a cook-off that was the day before Halloween. So it was last Wednesday, and a big shout out not only to my committee members, but especially to Day and Dom for the roles that they played. We won the competition, so we, SGA won $100 to put in our donor drive, so that was really fun. I have the name tags, so if you didn't get one from me before the meeting, grab one from me after. Also, if you are one of the people who are new to the Senate or you missed your headshot the first time around, see me afterwards so we can get that done. This week we're currently in the middle of homelessness awareness week. If y'all weren't aware, it started this past Saturday with the Hoot Out Hunger Game, and it's been going on throughout the week. Communications Committee has launched the 24-hour backpack challenge, in which Senator Martin started off, and then we had Senator Rhodes, and then we had 2 students participating today. So if you'd like to, even if you didn't sign up but you'd like to participate in the challenge, please feel free to do so. All you need to do is pack a bag, live out of it for 24 hours, carrying no more than $20 cash, and then tag the SGA page as you post to your story throughout the day. In December, we'll be having Caked Up with SGA, which will be the communications committee will be making pancakes and hot chocolate and having constituents come by and do ornaments. And we're talking about trying to get a tree placed in the office so that people can hang their ornament on the tree. In January, we're working towards getting safe space. I'm having an event catered around safe space training. In February, we're doing a drug indoor stigma campaign, a media campaign to just help. If it focuses on drugs, it'll be informative, helping with that. And if it's a stigma thing, it'll be trying to destigmatize hot button topics. SGA Week will be taking place in March, so if you're interested in helping plan that, just either message me on GroupMe or see me after the meeting. Also, I've mentioned that SGA will be starting back up the newsletters. So if you're interested, also either hit me up on GroupMe or see me after the meeting. And if you have already reached out about your interest in it, you'll be getting an email from me soon. I've been working with Sen Benitez about her idea for Kennesaw Concerns, which is kind of a town hall type forum to give everyone's constituents the opportunity to come in a central location aside from our general body meetings and talk to us about things that are bothering them. The Student Diversity Conference is next week, so as Senator Jones put in the GroupMe, she's challenging everyone to attend at least 2 events, so I would really like to see a lot of SGA participation with that. Dr. Carrie Butler has asked me to serve on the Deputy Chief Diversity Search Committee, so that'll be really awesome, looking through the candidates and trying to find somebody that will coincide with what she has planned for this campus and really contribute to the student body. And lastly, do not forget that everyone is responsible to contribute $50 to the donor drive. So that does not necessarily mean you have to pull $50 out of your own money, but you need to, in some shape, form, or fashion, raise $50. I know members of the internal committee have talked about the ways they're going to do that. So if you really are having trouble figuring out ways to fundraise, please reach out to an e-board member in the report.
Thank you. DPO Snell?
Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you all had a productive day. So before the meeting, everyone received an email from me letting you know your current demerit and strike count. Please respond to that email by 7 o'clock p.m. on Friday. According to the bylaws, y'all have 48 hours to respond to that email to avoid any further consequences. So please make sure you're on that. If you have any discrepancies, please come and see me after the meeting and also include those discrepancies in the email that you respond, in which you respond with. Governance, I need to speak with y'all, so make sure y'all stay after the meeting. It'll be about 5 minutes. And then Senator Wright, Senator Mobley, Senator Coley, and Senator Profit, please come and see me after the meeting as well in the report.
Thank you very much. Director Hale?
Hey guys, so I think it was last week me and Ron met to discuss KSU pageant and KSU formal and possibly bringing that to student activities. Moving past that, remember we do have a feedback form. Both the interns and the Senate do have a feedback form, so go ahead if you have any feedback for the e-board, how SGA can improve, anything like that, please fill out the feedback form. I'll drop the link again. Moving past that, the intern program, they will be presenting their projects on November 20th, so that's going to be the next meeting. Again, their projects are based off of fixing an issue at KSU. We're going to have 4 intern projects being presented, so 4 issues. Please, if you hear any issue and solution presented next meeting, feel free to reach out to that intern group and help them out. We'll discuss that more in the next meeting, though. Also, first, I'm going to pass this out. So, as you guys know, Dean of Students, Dr. Sansevero, will be leaving us, I believe, over Thanksgiving break. So we have a card for him. Thankfully, he's not here, so we can kind of like pass this around. But please go ahead, pass this card around, sign it, thank him for all he's done and everything like that. So I'll pass that. Also, please don't lose the marker. I borrowed it from Director Watkins. Also, if you guys are interested, we will be doing a Secret Santa. The minimum amount will be $15. The maximum amount will be $25. It's an opt-in situation, so if you guys really don't want to do Secret Santa, that's okay. But more info on that will be dropped in the business chat. We're also looking at doing a Friendsgiving, possibly after the next general body meeting, potluck type situation. And lastly, we are looking at doing a mental health awareness week in January. And what that's going to look like is we're going to have each day dedicated to a specific topic related to mental health. Within each day, we're hoping to have different constituencies come out and represent that specific topic. So Monday is going to be stress and trauma. Tuesday is going to be addiction and recovery. Wednesday is going to be mental illness. Thursday is suicide awareness and prevention. And Friday, we're having a capstone event. So this event is going to be held in the end of January, the third week of January, I think we decided. To help you guys out, since I know we are coming, we're coming back the second week of January. That's not a lot of time to do your campus engagements and everything like that. Not a lot of time to come up with everything. So as an e-board, we decided that we are going to, how do I put this properly? For your campus engagement for January, each one of you guys are allowed, of course, allowed to partner up on this and everything, but your campus engagement will be held during that week and will be related to that week, if that makes sense. So for instance, not to call anyone out, but using an example, the senator for veteran students could do an event on veteran students and addiction and recovery on that Tuesday on the second week. So whatever you want to do related to any of those topics, your campus engagement just will be that week, just to help you guys out, because we only have 2 or 3 weeks within that month to hold those campus engagements and everything like that. If you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to me. And end of report, yeah.
Thank you. Director Billings?
Hi guys. Hello. I did not write this in the most organized manner, so bear with me. Officially November 18th, that is going to be our Food for Health Safety Panel with Chief of Police Edward Stevens. That's going to be in the Social Science Building, room 1021, from 7 to 8 p.m. There's going to be free donuts, so if you come for nothing else, I could give you food. Present, we're going to have the Georgia State Patrol, KSUPD, as well as Cobb, Marietta, and Kennesaw PD, and it's going to be moderated by Chief Diversity Officer, Dr. Carrie Butler. So definitely come out. We're going to be covering who you should hoot out to when you need help. So definitely come. It's going to be very informative and a lot of fun. It's definitely going to humanize these people and give you a lot of very beneficial information. Also, for the week of November 18th, the External Affairs Committee, we're going to be doing an event for campus engagement that's going to be a thankful walk. I totally did not steal this from the University of Florida. We're going to have a giant string across the front of the office with clothespins, little leaves, and you can come by and write what you're thankful for, anonymous or not, and flip it to the string, and hopefully that'll be full by the end of the week. Good way to go into Thanksgiving break. And lastly, I'm still working on percentage nights, and I know Internal Affairs is working on this as well. I just wanted to bring it up because we were hoping to have it on specific nights, but it's looking like different venues have their own specific nights that they hold percentage nights on. So just keep that in mind that it may not specifically be the same day of the week every time, but more information will be coming on that once we have finalized dates and details in the report.
Thank you. Senate Lead Veter.
So first thing is get signed up for your campus engagement as soon as possible. We still had a few people that did do them last month. And Marietta senators, you can start planning your one-on-ones after this meeting. I'll give you times for that and everything. End of report.
Thank you. Treasurer Har. Momentarily.
Hey guys, there hasn't been too much more updates with in regards to SGA money requests. There are 2 more that I need to go ahead and approve this week. We had the last SABAC meeting of the year today, in which we reviewed 12 different requests, one of which was a supplemental request from Student Government Association, which was actually denied, but we are going to hit the drawing board and come back in January and reapply for it and see how that goes. Yeah, end of report.
Thank you. Vice President Bradford.
Hey, how you guys doing? My report's actually kind of short this time around. So today, I had the President Athletic Oversight Committee meeting. Primarily what we was talking about, the NCAA made the change that student athletes can now use their likeliness and name to make money. They're still working on a policy for that. But they was discussing how that affects us as a Division I mid-major institution, because that will affect recruiting substantially. Because say you get a full ride offer from here, but now you're not making as much money on the outside phase with your social media profile and your everything else. You're making more money with revenue that way. So you go to UGA, get less scholarship money, but now you have a bigger platform. So they're trying to figure out the ins and outs of that and how the NCAA can work on that and make it better. So more coming on that. With the MLK Planning Committee, we have fully allocated our original budget, so everything is going into plan with that one. We have an oratorical contest, a Dr. King Legacy Luncheon, 6 voices celebrating Dr. King, a poetry slam, and an open mic. We're looking for more student engagement, so if anybody wants to help out with any of these events, please reach out to myself, Senator Whitaker, or Senator Jones. We can plug you in with any events you want. Just let me know. Also, thanks to our wonderful Director of External Affairs, I was asked to record the marketing campaign for Ethics Awareness Week here at Kennesaw State. So those videos should be dropping tonight and then on Instagram next week. So be on the lookout for that. And report.
All right, thank you. For my report, I had a couple things I've been working on in particular. One of them was in collaboration with Director Lopez. We are going to be working on it more fully in the coming weeks, but we are looking into a possible system, and I'm sure this might be of interest to some of you, with registration. When you find your, when you're looking for your class schedules, and everyone always goes to rate my professor or something, but something I always hear from students is the need for wanting to see the professor's syllabi and how they teach the class, and like how many tests they have, whether they have a lot of homework, things like that. So in response to that, we're going to be reaching out to Provost Schweig and hopefully implementing a system where when you search for a class and the professor's name comes up, you can click on their name, it'll take them to their faculty webpage, and they can have a syllabus posted there, because there's already space for that on their faculty webpage. So we would like that to be available so that students can have a better idea of the class structure and things like that, because that's what affects most students in the class, as we come to find. Also, I have been in discussion with Milton Overton from KSU Athletics, and that is going great. We've had an awesome turnout. We had a bit of a lackluster turnout for the one game when it was rainy and people were going to Halloween parties. But we're really trying to help them to push for those games and try to get those students out there. We've been having a really great attendance to those games. We'd really like to keep pushing and see if we can keep posting for them on our Instagram pages and social media. Try to encourage students to go out to the football games and athletics in general. Also today, if you didn't have the chance, there was the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. They had a ceremony in the gazebo, the Legacy gazebo on the over next to Social Sciences. We actually had the benefactor who donated the wall to KSU, who came and spoke also, and it was a very beautiful ceremony. Highly recommend talking to the German department in the future. They are really trying to reach out to students and help educate them on the history of Germany. As a reminder, if you guys didn't have officer or didn't speak at the last meeting, please remember they have to speak at this meeting for officer reports, just so we can hear what y'all are up to, because we really want to know. And finally, Vice President Bradford and I spoke with the Sentinel this morning about this a little bit in terms of restructuring of SGA, but something we really want to push is, like I mentioned at the last meeting, we're really trying to change SGA in the future to be more, lead it back to the legislative side and everything that, and more geared towards that, and changing things on the upper administration university side, and go less on the programming. However, programming is still important to us, and events like SGA Week and Mental Health Awareness Week, those are very important events to us. So we'd love to see all the events that y'all are doing. You guys are doing great work, and the students are more engaged than ever, so just congrats on all that. I've been hearing a lot of good things, and we had a student come in just the other day who was telling me, I wanted to see something happen. I wanted to, I needed someone who could help me with something, and the first thing I thought of was SGA, and that's what we want students to think of. So please work on fostering that spirit among all the other students. And I will be writing up a document on exactly the changes that we're looking to make to SGA and everything in relation to that, so that I don't rant for 10 minutes about that. I'll have a list so that y'all can just read out what it is that we're trying to do. So with that, end of report. And we will go ahead and move into open forum. So does anybody have any officer reports? Starting with Senator Martin.
All right, hi guys. I have a couple points, starting with the 24-hour backpack challenge that Director Watkins mentioned earlier. It's going very well. It's been a very fun experience. I encourage you all to try it. That being said, we still have 3 days left, or 2 days left, excuse me. So if you're interested in being highlighted for that, please let me know, either tomorrow or Friday. Moving on, I had a chance to meet with my dean, and a couple issues that have been brought up in the past were able to be discussed, and I was actually invited to sit in on a meeting regarding the nursing majors. So we know that's a very competitive program, and the school is trying to rework the way that program goes, basically. They kind of are considering switching around the course load required as like gen ed for nursing, so that should you not get accepted into Kennesaw's nursing program, at the end of 2 years you would be able to receive an associate's degree in nursing before you could transfer to another program or make that decision for yourself, so that at least those classes are not completely useless. Another idea that they were having is to introduce a new major, and there's no name for it yet, but it would basically be like a non-clinical health degree for jobs working in like hospitals and pharmaceuticals and things of that nature. So that's already in the works, and there will be a decision made on that fairly soon. They're pushing to have that as a part of the programs next fall, so that should be very interesting. Also, while on the topic of Mark Tillman, I will be introducing monthly meetups to the Wellstar College and in Parliament Hall starting next semester, and he will be sitting in on those with me, and basically it'll just be an opportunity to table and have suggestions, food, and just connect with students on any questions they may have, and also have like the dean or assistant deans or things of that nature available to students right then and there, and have that as an opportunity for once a month. And then lastly, as I mentioned in our last meeting, I have an event scheduled for the 18th. It's in about 2 weeks, a little less than that. It's Dance for a Cure. That's the event that my mommy is going to help me with, and host a Zumba class as well as a short lecture on pancreatic cancer to raise awareness. It'll be a lot of fun, and I really hope everyone can come out. End of report.
Thank you. Is there anything else for open forum? Senator Maurer.
Hello, all. So, first off, I had my little slime event. Thank you, everyone, for coming. That was very enjoyable. People seem to really enjoy it, even though I think SGA enjoyed it more than other people did. But thanks for coming out, y'all who did. And then for College of Science and Math, we had our first official student advisory board meeting with the dean. So he came, he brought pizza, it was awesome. We talked about a few things just moving forward. I'll let Ayara talk more on it. She's so excited. But one of the things we talked about was how we're adding a Bachelor's of Science, or trying to add a Bachelor's of Science in Statistics, since we don't currently have that. We just have it as a minor and then as a master's program and doctorate program. So we want to make it so that we have it all in all 3 levels, and it's a cohesive transition in statistics. So that's one of the things, but I'll let Iara speak on some other things. But yeah, end of report.
Thank you. Senator Dixon, would you like to follow? Okay.
As Abby said, we had the meeting with the dean. We talked a lot about undergraduate research and not, oh, I'm sorry. Just to let everyone know, like, there are funds for undergraduate research, but they're not funds for travel for graduate research. So one of the things we're working on is getting funds for graduate students to do research. Another thing we talked about is they plan to merge the applied math major and the math major together, so it'll be kind of like cohesive. So it'll go like math, tracking, applied math. And me and Senator Jones and Senator Reyes, we tabled for trick-or-treat KSU. End of report.
Thank you. Is there anything else for open forum? Senator Jones?
Hey guys, bouncing off of what Vice President Bradford said, the MLK Committee is planning the annual luncheon, which will be hosted by myself and Vice President Bradford. So come out and support us and watch us MC an event. I'll get the date for y'all and send it in the chat. Sorry. Also, I released the application for my minority student advisory board. So if you guys can spread that out through your classes or just people that you know, I really appreciate that. I'm actually meeting with Dr. Carrie Butler to discuss having that board be driven directly through her office, because we spoke briefly about that at dinner with her last month. And then also, the diversity conference is next week, as mentioned earlier. So I really want everybody to be able to go out to at least 2 of those events. One of the main events that I want everybody to go out to is the opening luncheon, which is going to be Tuesday, November 12th in the leadership room, which is the room right across from the SGA office on Kennesaw campus. So if anybody is free at 12:30 on Tuesday, please walk across the hallway to the room to go, because I'm going to be in class and I really want to go if I can. They're going to have food, so please go out to that. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions about the diversity conference, please reach out to me. Any commission senators that would like to table with me for that relate directly back to diversity, please reach out to me as well, because I would be more than happy to table with you guys. I have 2 tabling schedules for next week in the report.
Thank you. Senator Robinson?
Happy November, everybody. That is my constituency. So, okay, I just want to start off by reminding everybody that, well, to those that's in my constituency, November 19th, I'm having the cultural competency workshop with the FSL department and also with Dr. Carrie Butler. That should be exciting. That's never happened before, so we're about to get y'all real culture. I also have a meeting with Reverse, who is the director of Fraternity and Sorority Life, and I just want to say that next week is November. It's SGA week. Like, come out to our events, period. And report.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else for open forum? Senator Abdul?
I just want to say that we all look good, but that's not my official report. So I met with my dean, and I mentioned that I had like certain initiatives of like adding concentrations to major, and we went more into depth about that, especially for international business. They're feeling real hurt in Coles, and we're working on helping them, especially like they mentioned that they want alumni panels to see what kind of jobs are out there and stuff like that. So the dean and I are working on speaking to the Department of Internal Business to get that done. Yeah, my dean is cool. End of report.
Thank you. Yes, all our deans are very cool, but your dean in particular. Anything else? Senator Mobley.
I worked on 2 projects with SAG this past month. We did the Food Out Hunger, and then we did the Owl Swap. Food Out Hunger, we basically collected like canned goods for care services at KSU. I sat out there for the football game and collected some things with other students, and that did really well. We also did the Owl Swap, so me and along with a lot of people in SAG collected gear to donate to Owl Swap, basically to get our name out there and bridge the gap between students and athletes. And then me and Senator Robinson, we are going to be planning a huge event, basically a Greek life versus student life Olympic Games. So it's going to be really fun, and look out for that in the report.
Thank you. Anything else for open forum? Senator Ecoli.
Hello, everyone. Senator Jackson and Senator Whitmer and I had another Dean Advisory Board meeting today where we discussed our strengths and weaknesses. I don't know if you guys have heard of Strength Finder 2.0, but you definitely should look into it. It's pretty interesting in showing us what our strengths are. Andrew and I are scarily similar. Other than that, we, of course, just talked about different things that are going on within our college. We actually also, on this past Wednesday, on the 30th, we actually had the College of Humanities Social Sciences Showcase. It was really awesome showcasing everything that the College of Humanities Social Sciences have been up to, what different students have gotten and achieved, as well as just having some donut holes and some chips. Andrew actually yelled at me and hit me because someone took a donut hole without asking, but it was really great. We actually had over 75 people come out and just enjoy what the College of Humanities Social Sciences have done. Other than that, end of report.
Thank you. Is there anything else? Senator Ganama.
Hello, Senator for the Graduate College. I'm going to try and make this quick as possible. So I'm trying to plan an event with the Coles Shore Entrepreneurship Center and Ignite HiQ. It's a business incubator that's in Atlanta, and they're in a partnership with KSU, so I'm going to try to have them come and have a panel about the different services that they have for KSU students. As far as events go, we'll further discuss the idea of having a graduate panel with Director Lopez. And I've been able to meet my dean finally. I was able to meet Dean Dishman and his associate dean, actually David Boger, that's in charge of the graduate research assistantships. We were able to talk about, different concerns about the graduate students. They were really receptive to our idea of having an advisory board, and we're working towards that. It will basically be an advisory board with a representative from the different graduate programs instead of having like just general graduate students. They also mentioned addressing out a list of like 10 pain points that they'll communicate to the provost and the president. I will pass by them. Concerning the newsletter, I discussed to them about that, and they told me that they had actually used a letter before, and the response rate was not really great. So they said that, well, KSU is working on a communication platform for KSU students, so they said that will probably solve the issue. Lastly, I learned something really interesting about the graduate college because I discovered that they serve more of a support system to graduate programs rather than being at the top of it, if that makes sense. So basically my goal towards now would be to try to reach out to those different graduate programs and all the program coordinators as well. And end of report.
Thank you. Anything else for open forum? Senator Coakley.
Senator Coakley, I'll try to keep this one quick. These past 2 weeks, it's going to sound like it's been busy, but it really hasn't. Sending emails is a lot more busy than it actually is. So I had the chance to meet with the department heads for the mechanical engineering and civil engineering departments. One of the things I learned from those meetings was that, yes, Dr. Whitman, or President Whitman, mentioned that we're bringing in 100 new faculty this year and 100 more next year, but it seems from the civil engineering department head at least that the focus of those faculty is the research that they're bringing to the school. I thought that was interesting. I went to an external affairs meeting, that was cool. Went to an academic affairs meeting with Director Lopez, and we had the chance to reconvene on this whole concept of getting those grade distributions back up. I mentioned those at the first meeting. Hasn't really been any movement since, which is kind of disappointing and a failure on my part, but it is what it is, so we're gonna start getting that back up. Director Lopez said she'll reach out to her dean within the next couple of weeks I emailed the president of KSU Motorsports, which is one of the biggest RSOs on this campus. They had their car show last week, or this past weekend. It was a huge turnout, all that stuff. And I'm trying to get a meeting set up with that guy. And finally, I emailed, or not finally, but second to last, I emailed parking and transportation, because I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with this campus, but we have a deck over yonder, west deck, and it's got a bottom floor. It used to be the case that students could park down there. They came to school last week, they went to park down there. Oh wait, that's faculty and staff parking now. What? Yeah, so I emailed them about that because they didn't really give any notification at all. I have a pass in that deck and I didn't receive an email or anything, so I'm waiting for a response from them. I also had the chance to attend that SABAC meeting for like 10 minutes. That's about it.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else for open forum? Senator Whitmire? I apologize.
Hi, everybody. So as Daniel mentioned, we had our Dean's Advisory Board meeting today, and it is very scary how me and Daniel have 3 out of the 5 strings, and it's a bit frightening. And we just went over that, and then we also had our event, and it went very well. We ran out of donuts in about an hour. That was very unfortunate. I had to run and go get chips, but no one ate the chips, and so that was very sad. And I've been taught, I had put a resolution before the floor, and in the email Emma sent out initially, or Secretary Tor sent out initially, I quickly pulled it because it's an older draft, but I'm essentially just gathering more and more information to make the resolution stronger, and so I'll be talking to each of y'all as the week goes on, essentially getting y'all's opinions, allowing y'all to raise any concerns with it. I'll swap some compiling data on me, getting student opinion, writing a petition, etc. And so for the interior design polling, I keep on bringing it up, but in December, I'll be working with the Department of Career Planning and Development to get more employer info and get employer data and get their opinions on that, and end of report. Unless I didn't hit Daniel.
Thank you. Is there anything else for open forum? Vice President Bradford?
Hey, everybody. Just wanted to throw a quick shout out to Senator Mobley. I'm a part of her constituency. If you haven't noticed, I'm a student athlete. So the student athletes here at Kennesaw came together, and last time I checked, they donated 796 items for Hoot Out Hunger, and that was before the final check. So I just wanted to give a special shout out to her and her constituency because that's amazing. So yeah, that's really it.
Thank you. Is there anything else for open forum? Senator Jones?
I'm sorry, I don't know if this is sound positive, but I just wanted to ask a question because you talked about Hoot Out Hunger. We have a really big case of a bunch of cans and stuff that we were supposed to donate to Hoot Out Hunger, and then we didn't do it in time. Can we still do that, or did you guys already?
I'm gonna go with yes.
We can still?
We're gonna take it.
Because we have like a really, I'm sorry, but we have a really big tote that we were supposed to take for the athletic case.
Yeah, I'll get it from you and I'll give it to you.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Anything else for open forum? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move into new business. This is a resolution that we're not going to be voting on today, but Senator Coakley is simply bringing to our attention.
Hey, Senator Coakley again. I think I mentioned this a couple meetings ago, but we didn't really have, or we had some technological problems, so I couldn't really bring it up like I wanted to. In front of you all, you have a copy of this, and on the screen, there should be a copy of this. There's not. While they're pulling that up, what this is a copy of some of the language that the Faculty Senate passed. What meeting was it? October, maybe. And what this was essentially, I don't want to use language as strong, but a rebuke to the university's decision to kind of get rid of the global learning fee, kind of phase that out, and with that kind of remove funding for the global learning scholarship. If you look at this big old sheet right here, and you look at the highlights in blue, it used to be the case that they get up to $1,500 a year, students could. Now they get $800 once. I did some calculations, and that's like $5,200 you're losing out on. That's wild. What's it called? So the yellow stuff is kind of more language that I felt like we should focus on, because it's like, hey, this benefits the students, and now we're taking it away, so it can't. And yeah, yellow stuff. Can you scroll down a little bit more? A lot of it. A little more. Cool. And that was kind of the stuff that they recommended or passed on recommendations to whatever for. So you can read that on your own, whatever, it's cool. That's all I got. I just wanted to introduce this. That's all I got.
Thank you. And in regards to this, like I said, this is not a resolution we're going to be voting on. We just want to bring it to your attention, since the Global Learning Scholarship was something that had been discussed in the past. Since we brought it up at the previous meetings, Vice President Bradford and I got the chance to speak to President Whitten about it. And last confirmation from her was that alternative sources of funding had been acquired. And though they might not keep the scholarship to the $1,000 level, and it might be reduced to like a $500 level, she said they had no intention of phasing it out. And they were also looking at using the funding that they acquired to reduce study abroad fees as a whole, as opposed to just a scholarship. So that's what I have on that topic. So anyways, with that, we will go ahead and move into announcements. So this is for non-SGA related matters, and the audience can speak on this. Do you have anything for announcements? Sen Lead Veter.
Hello? I just wanted to say, join me this Friday for the Homelessness Awareness Sleep Out Challenge. You can be indoors in your car or outdoors in a tent if you really want to be daring. But I'll be outdoors, so see you guys there. That's all I have for.
Thank you. Senator Martin. Microphone.
Hey guys, my car has crapped out and I'm in the market for a used car under $10,000, and I don't want to go to a dealership, so y'all let me know if you know anyone selling a car, please, and thank you.
That's fair. Okay. Senator Prophet.
Hey, I just want to make everybody aware, in case you didn't know, that this upcoming Monday, November 11th, is Veterans Day.
All right. Senator Ecoli.
Sorry. Andrew and I have been together for 6 meetings today, and I'm really tired of him. I would like to say, one, for starters, if I move to DC and I don't want my car anymore, I got you. Okay. I hope everyone had a really amazing election day. That was on November 5th. I hope everyone was catching up on what's important about elections and what's important about using our constitutional rights to vote. Okay. Anyways, so I've already mentioned this at the last meeting, but we are still a few days out from our trip to the Jimmy Carter Museum and Library. If you guys are interested, please come see me at the end of the meeting. We will be traveling to Atlanta to go to the Jimmy Carter Museum and Library to look at some documents from his presidency, as well as some other really awesome things that he touched and worked on and breathed on, anything like that. There's also the life-size model of the Oval Office, which is really cool. So if you guys are interested in going to that, please let me know at the end of this meeting. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you. Senator Whitaker.
I had a question about the form that we received. We didn't really get to touch on it, but so for the, I guess the reducing by $1 or whatever right here, is this like when this happens, will we still be getting the $1,000 scholarship, or how does that work? Is it going to be 800 or?
Senator Coakley, if you'd like to respond.
Senator Coakley. So one thing that should be made clear in discussion of this whole thing is that it's just a recommendation from that body. as it stands, all these different bodies of shared governance, the SGA, us, the staff senate, all those other 4 ones that people don't care about, we simply serve in like a kind of recommendary advisory role, so we don't really have any background. There you go.
I'd like to address that. We do have power in the sense of we represent the voice of the students, and the upper administration does take that very seriously. But yes, all resolutions that we pass are in an advisory role, and though we are taken very seriously on this, it is also noted that certain decisions can be changed about these things based off of information that we may or may not have. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We can get her a microphone, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Jenny Voss. I'm the faculty liaison. I'm the faculty senate liaison to SGA. It's great to see you. Just as a point of clarification, I do want to say this, that that resolution did pass the faculty senate. There was some debate over the kind of particulars of reducing fees. There weren't as many faculty senators who were on board with taking monies from other fees to fund the global learning fee, but we're more asking that the president and provost think about ways that they can support students and make sure that that global learning fee support wasn't being lost. So I want to at least add that point of clarification that in faculty senate, the vote was more so around the top part of the resolution that really talks about how do we address the, impact, the very real impact that's being felt by the loss of the global learning fee and what that means for students, and then kind of tasking the president and provost to figure out ways that they can make sure that students are receiving a similar level of benefit, if not the same. Okay.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your expertise on this matter. Is there anything else for announcements? Senator Abdul?
Hey guys, so I know you're probably wondering, like, what is this fashion show everyone keeps talking about? And Senator Robinson informed me that it's really a fashion marathon. So come dressed like to the best of your capabilities to the SGA meetings. And at the end of the year in the spring, we'll vote on best dressed. Cool. Cool.
Okay. Thank you. Director Hale?
First of all, love that. Just to add a little clarification to that, we do superlatives. I don't know if you guys went to that retreat at the end of the beginning of May. So, sometime in May, we did superlatives, and we awarded DPO Snell with Mr. Clean, right? And Director Watkins with Miss Fashionista. So if you guys do continue to dress very fashionably, somebody will get a superlative for that. Yeah, call out the Senator Ganama. However, obviously it wouldn't be me if I didn't forget something in my officer report. If any of you guys have any issues raising money for the donor drive, feel free to reach out to me. Internal Affairs actually is planning on calling corporations for corporate donations to our donor drive, so hopefully we'll be getting a good chunk of money for the poor sick little babies. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Senator Coakley? Oh, I apologize. Do you have something?
So the Southern Polytechnic College for Engineering and Engineering Technology is hosting its first ever research symposium next week. I don't know the day, but I know the time is 3 to 4 p.m. and there's going to be, yeah, exactly. And there's going to be food and stuff from like 2:30 to 3. So be there, just be in a room at 3 to 4 and hope that it's the right room and the right day.
Yeah, drop it in the group chat when you get the details on that. We'd love to hear more about that. Senator Jackson?
Hey, so next Wednesday on November 13th from 11:30 to 1:30 in the Social Science Building, the Department of Technical Communication and Interactive Design is having World Usability Day, and Dr. Palmer, their director, has talked to me, well, she talked to all of us actually at our event last week about really encouraging you guys to come out and speak to the representatives from Adobe that they're going to have, because you know how like we all get Microsoft like Word and Office and all that stuff for free. They're really trying to look into providing the Adobe products for free for students. So if that's something you're interested in, they're going to be there. Go talk to them. Tell them you want it. Thank you.
Treasurer Hart.
Senator Jackson, could you repeat the date and time for that one?
The whole thing?
Just the date and time.
Oh,
Thank you.
are you ready? November 13th from 11:30 to 1:30 in the Social Science Building atrium.
All right. Thank you. Senator Jones.
Hey y'all, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, I do an annual like women's empowerment event. And I'm looking to do it in the spring semester. It's not tied to Kennesaw, I just do it by myself. But if anybody wants to help me plan that, it's called Girls Night. It's usually a very good turn. I have about 70, 75 women come out. So if anybody, any of the ladies or any of the guys on the Senate want to help me plan that, anybody in the audience, feel free to reach out to me because like I said, it's a really great event and I'm constantly looking on expanding upon it by year. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Anybody reach out to me.
Thank you. Senator Ganama.
Okay, so I'm the co-president of Model African Union, and this year KSU is hosting the 23rd Southeast Regional Conference, and it's going to be starting tomorrow, so the whole of tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. So, you know, if you want to hear about it and know what more it is about, come out. On Friday night, we're going to have a really good reception, food, music, and cultural performances. It's going to be in the KSU Center starting at 7. Also, I will be presenting Dr. Whedon and the Consul General of Nigeria, so that's a big thing. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Is there anything else for announcements? Briefly, Senator Coakley.
So I mentioned multiple times, I'm a member of the National Society of Black Engineers. We're going to our conference next Friday, so everybody's going to be getting jobs, hopefully. Cheer us on from back home. Ooh.
Perfect. Thank you. Oh, from the audience. If we can get our microphone, please.
Thank you. Okay. I just wanted to mention, thank you so much for mentioning Veterans Day. We also have the KSU Veterans Day celebration tomorrow at 11:30 on the campus green at Kennesaw.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Also jumping back for just a second, Senator Jackson, Dr. Palmer did come into the SGA office this morning and spoke to us on the major and everything to do with that college and in that department. And she was talking about also possibly looking into partnering with Cole's marketing department to offer some courses for them. So, also on a bit of side business, congratulations to Senator Ecoli for a fantastic interview at the Capitol this morning. He had a very important interview that he was very nervous about, and it went very well. So just congratulations to you. Are there any final announcements at this time? Director Hale.
Please don't leave until you've signed the card. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Any last announcements? Seeing none, I would like to look for a motion for adjournment. Do we have a motion on the floor at this time? Senator Martin?
I move to adjourn this meeting.
That is in order. Do I have a second? Seconded by Senator Ganama. All those in favor? All those opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. We are now adjourned.